I'm nervous.
As well you should be.
Yeah.
The stakes have never been higher.
I've actually never heard of any of these shows, so I'm in trouble.
I know. Okay. All right, I think Sally's fed now.
Has everybody voted that would like to participate in the democratic process of choosing at random?
Everyone has fed Sally Bull, yes? They've given her her supper and her breakfast and lunch. Fantastic.
I believe it's a raw egg.
Amazing. Her prairie oyster. Alan, are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay, great. So we're starting. All right, I'm going to hit the timer because we go forever. Hello, all you theater lovers, both out and proud and on the DL, and welcome to Broadway Breakdown, a podcast discussing the history and legacy of American theater's most exclusive address, Broadway. This is a live recording at Broadway Con 2024. Hello, yeah! Oh my God, this is just like one of those live episodes of How Did This Get Made? I feel very much like a rock star right now. I am Matt Koplik, the least famous and most opinionated of all the Broadway podcast hosts, and my guests are friends of the pod, fans of the pod, Will and Rachael Anderson, aka the Theater Lovers. They're amazing at Town. Yes.
It's an honor.
Yes.
It's an honor.
Will and Rachael, time is of the essence because we only got an hour, and if anyone listens to my podcast on the reg, you know that an hour is what we would call a bite-sized episode. I do not believe in 30-minute deep dives. That stuff is for the birds. We have 3 options today of shows we can talk about. Carousel, Little Shop of Horrors, and Merrily We Roll Along. You made your voices heard. You fed Miss Sally Bull. And now we are going to pick randomly out of here. Will, Rachael, would either of you like to pick, or do you
think you have to be the one to do it.
All right.
It's too much pressure for me.
Sure. Yes, as I said, the stakes are high. Regina Phalange, gonna come right in here. Shall we? Okay. We are going to talk about for an hour, Merrily We Roll Along. Yeah.
It's appropriate.
It is appropriate.
We will be speaking backwards, though. It's going to be...
All right. Also, as we continue down this Merrily road, there's a good chance there might be some bad language on my part. I apologize. I talk very flippantly, and I inherited my vocabulary from my grandmother, who speaks like a sailor. So if anyone has issues with 4-letter words, I apologize now. My words do not reflect Broadway Podcast Network. I'm sure they all want you to know that. But yeah, let's get into it. Will, Rachael, for the uncultured fex out there, what is Merrily We Roll Along about? What is the plot in a nutshell?
Will, you want to take this one?
Oh gosh, okay. So it is told backwards, chronologically. There are 3 friends, and then they are no longer friends.
It starts off with they are no longer friends, and you work backwards in time to see how the friendship broke apart and the hope that they had in the beginning.
And how do we change over time, and how do our dreams change, and how do we get kind of manipulated by what we want and what we think we want. And yeah.
And the timeline, it ends in what?
76, 77? 1978.
And starts in
1955.
Is that when Sputnik was? 55? Yeah.
Any Sputnik fans out there? Sputnik heads?
Well, there's a Sputnik panel at this same slot.
Yeah, then they're on the other panel.
Well, you haven't said any character names or song titles, so that was a terrible plot
Yeah,
description.
we did really, really bad. We did really, really bad.
Who are 3 main characters?
We got Mary, Frank, and Charlie.
Mm-hmm. Mary, Frank, and Charlie.
Frank is the lead,
yes.
as told by the Tony Awards. Frank is a composer, and a very, very good composer.
They keep telling us that.
They
never show it.
Over and over again. Yeah.
They make you believe he's the second coming of Leonard Bernstein, and we only hear one composition the entire show.
Yeah.
And it's a nice composition, but like Good Thing Going is not the same as like Mambo from West Side Story, right?
That's a fair.
Bobby and
those
Jackie
were
and
the
Jack?
2 that I would compare.
I have 2 compositions: Bobby, Jackie, and Jack, which is one of the most skippable songs in all of musical theater.
Oh, I disagree.
Oh no! How dare you?
Disagree.
That is a song that you watch. That is not a song that you listen to, and we all know what I'm talking about.
See, okay.
Okay, pitch me. Why is that song not a skip? Tell me right here, right now.
Because it's so clever. I feel like it was Stephen Sondheim being like, watch this. And I love that.
Watch what?
Just how he gets very slim opportunities for him to just show off, and I feel like that he could have put any number there because it's a number that they composed within the show. Obviously, it has to work within the context of what would these characters write, but like he could have written about any topic. He could have written it was just him showing off, and I really appreciate that.
Sure, well, that's Steve.
I think there's an element of like everyone has thought of what they should have said way, way later. And I think this is Stephen Sondheim in 1981 going, oh, I wish I'd thought of this joke in 1960. And he does it for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, it's Marilee Taylor's version. So the thing though is that song, in the context of the show, in the world of Marilee, Frank did not write those words. Charlie wrote those
did.
words. Yeah.
Yep.
So in a way, the show still does not support the idea that Frank is one of the greatest composers around.
Sure.
Would you say that the melody of Bobby Jack, that is a good
I think
note?
it supports the lyric, and they never really did answer which comes first. They actually avoided the question like the plague.
What's the question again?
The question is which comes first, the music or the lyrics?
Oh, right.
And the
Generally,
answer is the contract.
The contract, yeah.
Yeah. So we don't know. We have no idea. Charlie could have come with those lyrics to Frank, and Frank worked around it.
So, full disclosure, who here has absolutely no idea what we're talking about? When it's, like, Marilee, we roll along. Are you like, I'm sorry, I'm totally lost. I'm an assassins person. Okay, we have two assassins people. Great. So yes,
And
it
one
is-
in the grassy knoll.
You thrust that upon them. We also don't know that they're assassins people. They could
Sorry,
have.
are you more of a Passion fan? Frank? Do you read? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
He's a big bounce guy.
Getting
One's
away
a big
with murder.
bounce
No,
guy.
no one's a big
Sondheim
bounce guy.
himself isn't a big bounce guy.
Sure wasn't.
Because he's a roadshow guy.
He's a roadshow guy. Yeah.
Famously. Oh, hello.
That
That was Sondheim.
was on him.
Okay, for those of you who are listening,
Yeah.
two massive lights in the room just went on, and I believe in signs from above, and that was Stephen Sondheim saying, "You're correct."
Yeah.
That was a roadshow guy.
Roadshow is, what's the name of the song? Bobby, Jackie, and Jack?
Stop!
Roadshow is that song for 100 minutes,
Stop,
musically
you're
speaking.
so rude. Okay,
It's true.
He disagrees.
Wow, the lights just
The
went
lights
off.
just went
Well,
out.
if he wants to come up and defend himself, he can come on this dais with me. Steve, this is not your dungeon. You can't change the lighting this way.
Allegedly.
Oh, sorry, allegedly. VPN is so happy I made that
We're
disclaimer at
getting-
the beginning of the
We have
episode.
drastically lost the plot.
Okay, fantastic. Marilee famously goes backwards. It is inspired by a Kaufman and Hart play from the 1930s.
Correct. That's where I thought you were gonna go when I put it over to you, but that's okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, so it's not like the play and plot really. It's just
Right.
sort of in the sense that Sondheim was like, oh, it goes backwards. How nifty. And the whole show came about because Hal Prince. We all know Hal Prince, yes. Thank you. Everyone here is a fan of Grind and A Doll's Life. Yes, thank you so much.
Floor of the Red Menace.
Floor of the Red Menace. Whoever snapped, you are my people.
You are in the right room.
Yes, you are
That's
all
right.
in the correct place.
That's right.
No, but his wife Judy said you never did a show about or for young people, which I think is egregious because I think A Little Night Music is absolutely for young people. I was that 12-year-old.
Love a waltz. Anything in
waltz.
3/4 time, really.
You don't know how different you are until you go to camp and everyone's going all over the new Britney Spears album, and you're like, but have you listened to Glynis Johns before? Just as breathy, just as unable to finish a complete lyric in one breath, and just as wide of a vocal range. And I love both of those blondes very much. But Judy said, you haven't done a show for young people, do a show for young people. So they come upon this play and they go, well, let's scrap the whole plot and just do the backwards thing and cast youngsters in it. And people were very confused in the audience, what's going on in the plot. I think sometimes that's still the case if you see Marilee. There are some continuity errors in that script. I'm just saying, make a timeline. I want people to do a YouTube video like they do with Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater, and figure out the relationship timeline of Franklin Shepard and Gussie. Because the play is confusing AF about it. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, they met on the cruise. No, they actually had an affair before the cruise. That's why Beth broke up with him. But everyone doesn't know that they're together yet. It's national news. What is the timeline? Oh, wait, no, they actually started their affair before their musical husbands ever started. Mm. I need a Claire Danes and Homeland vision board with ties to everything of like, what is this? Gussie, who is Gussie? Someone explain to me Gussie to this crew, to the Passion fans who don't know Marilee. Who is Gussie? Will.
She is a celebrated performer who hasn't had a hit in a second, and she really wants Frank to write a hit for her, and they start an affair, which destroys Frank's relationship with his wife and destroys Gussie's relationship with her husband, who was also their producer.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and you all thought that Slater Grande thing was messy. Like,
yeah,
this is
super
mess.
sloppy. And there's a kid, and he has a small child.
Who can't pronounce his R's.
It's very cute.
I'm okay.
No, we have to stay on Merrily. We have to stay on Merrily.
We're on
okay,
Merrily.
Okay.
We're on Merrily. Did everyone see? Who here got to see the most recent revival of Merrily Rolling? Oh, okay.
Oh, we got money in the audience. Okay.
This is a very wealthy room.
Okay.
Congrats. Will and Rachel, you guys got to see it, yes?
Yes, we did. Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep.
I also got to see it. I actually got to see it twice.
Oh.
Well, because the first time a performer was out, a very big performer in the show was out. You can guess who. And
The conductor.
The conductor was out, and so I got to go back a second time and see the conductor go in and actually conduct this time. And both times I saw it, I am the asshole of the room because at the end of the show they're doing those transition musics. Merrily we roll along, roll along, and we get to the Our Time sequence, and we'll talk about Our Time. But everyone's doing the final rolling along as we get to the Spudnik roof, and Franklin's kid comes out and he does the final rolling along. Right? We all remember this? That little munchkin.
So cute.
Well, he goes, rolling along, and everyone goes, aw, and I'm like, get him off my stage.
That wasn't for you.
Yes, I understand
Yes,
that. It was absolutely not for me. It's so weird because I love Matilda, but I saw that kid on stage, and maybe it's because I was jealous that I didn't get to be 9 and do a Sondheim musical on Broadway. But I was like, if I were 9 and doing a Sondheim musical on Broadway, I would say my R's.
Could have been in the direction.
Oh, it's absolutely the direction.
Yeah.
I saw 2 different Franklin Shepherds, and Rhea
Absolutely.
Friedman was like, so I think that the audience will awe if you don't say your R's, and she is a genius because she is right. She just didn't plan on me being there, which is fine. No one ever does.
I would also like to just point out that a show is expensive when you said you saw it twice and the whole room gasped.
Yeah.
Oh,
There was an audible gasp.
I didn't pay either time. I'm just very famous.
Third gasp.
Third gasp. No, I just have incriminating evidence against Jonathan Groff, and that's why I got to see it twice.
This became
That's
a very
fine.
different podcast.
No, it's a good joke because who could have dirt on that boy? He's the wettest, nicest person in all of Broadway.
It's not dirt on Jonathan Groff, it is mud.
That's my time. I've got to go.
We said we weren't going to talk
You're
about
retired.
Sondheim's Dungeon. Okay.
Really
Okay.
brutal.
Will, Rachel,
Yes.
favorite song in Merrily We Roll Along? Oh, actually, no, sorry. Favorite song in context of the show and then out of context, because there is a difference.
Yeah.
Favorite song
yeah, you go first.
during the show. I love the overture. It just gets me hyped. If I were a baseball player and I was walking up to bat, I would want that to be my music.
What's
and then I
baseball?
strike out.
What is baseball?
We don't have time.
It's what they sing about in the second act of Ragtime.
Have you heard of damn Yankees?
I saw Take Me Out.
Well, that's pretty close.
So you remember the bats. They swing
I
bats.
remember a bat. One that might have broke the internet for a minute. So that way, you said that's your
overture
favorite
in the show.
Favorite in the show, you said was
That
the
overture.
overture.
'Cause
Yeah.
it's like just a perfect overture that it gets you so into the show. You hear themes, of course, but it is so driving.
Yeah.
There's a French horn in it,
Oh,
or is it tuba that plays the little Good Thing Going melody? I can't remember now, but it is like such a weird, perfect texture there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's a reason that Jonathan Tunick just won Best Orchestrations
40 years later.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would have the same answer. Oh, okay, so I've been obsessed with the score of Merrily We Roll Along since I was like a tween, and I would say like once a year, it's all I listen to for like a week straight. So it's very difficult for me to choose like a song. I would say like Good Thing Going as a ballad makes me cry like I can't even sing it. I used to try to, and I can't. But I would say like I Love It's a Hit. I love It's a Hit because it's deeply relatable, and then I particularly love the line, success is like failure. It's how you perceive it. It's what you do with it, not how you achieve it. And I can't believe it's a hit. It's a hit. It's a hit. It's a hit. That I like. I keep with me as I live a life. But
Hot take, Sondheim was good at writing lyrics.
yeah, I don't know if you've heard
And I don't
about
know
this
if anyone's
guy.
ever said it before.
Yeah.
But
Well, some of the lyrics in this show are by Charlie Kringus.
well, yes, in the context of the show, yes.
Yeah.
But, but wait, what song outside of the show, if you were to just like listen to it on your iPod?
I always want to hear Now You Know, and like, I wish that there could be like a recording of like a 50s, early 60s blues musician doing that song as a blues song. I think it would be really cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a very like negative song, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever watched the bootleg of the original production of Merrily We Roll Along? The one that Hal Prince directed in the 80s. It's on YouTube. Watch it. The quality is 1981, so just be prepared. But it's wild. And when you watch Now You Know, you understand why the show bombed after 16 performances, because there is a massive dance break in the middle of that song, and I'm talking like Jane Fonda workout choreography. We're talking bend and snaps. We're talking like port de bras for days. Everyone's on cocaine. It's crazy, but
Life is funny.
life is funny
Yeah.
that way. Yeah. But yeah, I do love the original recording with Ann Morrison on that song. My answer for my favorite song out of context is Not a Day Goes By.
Yeah.
However, in context, it's kind of tricky because the song is sung in Merrily We Roll Along the first time by Beth, Frank's first wife, who he's divorcing. And we don't meet Beth until the end of Act 1 for about 2 minutes outside of the courthouse. And she sings this very powerful ballad, which if you look at the timeline, like in the normal way, yes, this is his wife, they've had history, she's been hurt by him. It's all very painful. This song makes sense. In musical theater land, we have known this girl for 90 seconds.
Right.
And she comes out on her knees, crying like it's Medea. And you're like, okay, just like, you're an 11 out of 10 right now. I need you to.
And I've had to go to the bathroom for the past 20 minutes. It's like we gotta move it along.
And I had to deal with that 9-year-old. Like, can we just? Yeah. He's out again
Gotta
in that
keep it
scene.
going.
Daddy, I want my daddy. Get off stage.
I can't.
No,
I
it's like,
can't.
do you know what I mean? Like, it's one
can't.
of those songs where like I watched Bernadette Peters sing it in concert, and I'm like, waterworks.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't matter who the actress is, because like I've watched Betsy Wolfe do it. I've watched who did it? Katie Rose Clark, Marion Maisy, and like wonderful actresses. But I'm still going there like, why am I being like, you're a little too much energy for the task right now? Not them, Beth. Beth is too much energy for the task. And later on as the show continues, when we have the trio with Mary, that's the one that's moving. But like when I watch this song the first time, every time, I'm always just like, I don't know. It's just not as much for me.
I mean, that's the trouble when you do reverse chronological order of a show. Yeah.
I mean,
Your experience-
I'm black at heart because the opening song, not Merrily, but the one
that Frank or Rich and Happy.
Well, yes.
Correct.
That spot.
That spot.
So everyone knows that Merrily We Roll Along has had many iterations
Yeah.
over the years, right? There was the 1981 coked out version with the sweatshirts, right, with the names. Then they did it at Old Globe in like 85.
I think so.
Yeah, and that was James Lapine came in.
I'm from San Diego.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing
Represent.
this like 82. I was like, oh, is that far off with the year? Yeah, fantastic. But yeah, Old Globe, 85, James Lapine kind of came in and was like, let's make the script make more sense. And they cut some songs, they rearranged some songs, then they did Arena Stage, then they did the Donmar, and like basically what's been performed for the last 25 years is that version.
That, yeah.
And the opening number at Franklin's apartment in Hollywood used to be a song called Rich and Happy. Show of hands, who knows Rich and Happy? Anybody? Okay, so Rich and Happy. If you've listened to the original cast recording, which you should, it's got Liz Calloway on it. And if you're an ally, you listen to Liz Calloway.
That's right. And Jason Alexander.
And Tanya Pinkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tanya Pinkins. And Daisy Prince, Hal's daughter, nepotism. But
We'll allow it.
we'll allow it.
it happened
It's
40
the song
years
that
ago.
Frank eventually became. And everyone knows that Frank because we all saw this version. It's in Frank's apartment and oh, Hollywood's great. And Rich and Happy is a meaner song. It's a funnier song. It's a darker song. Speaking of cocaine, there's a literal beat in the number where everyone does a line at the exact same time. And I said, that is musical theater.
That's theater.
That is Broadway. And it is...
In the 80s?
Oh, absolutely.
Come on.
Everyone was off book. They never needed to call for line.
I mean, have you listened to that audio of Patti LuPone's final performance of Evita? girlfriend either had a cab running outside or she was enjoying life backstage because those tempos are fast. It's like, I think Rainbow High is normally 2.5 minutes. It's like a minute 50 if you listen to her final performance. She's like, get me out of here.
She was high flying adored.
No, but Rich and Happy versus That Frank. So in That Frank is successful, and Rich and Happy, he's not. This movie is a disaster in the original version, but it's just, I don't know, it's funnier, it's meaner, and I like it better as opposed
It's
to
more
That Frank.
anti-capitalist as well for going that route.
But also, I find it so funny. So when we start the show, it's 1978. And Frank has been in Hollywood for a few years now, and Charlie and Mary, his best friends, are like, you sold out to the enemy, and you're all mainstream now, going, making movies. You should be back on Broadway. The 1970s, ironically, was a great decade for film and a kind of bad one for Broadway, unless you were Sondheim. So it's funny to me that they're like, how dare you, Frank, go to Hollywood and sell out with movies like Taxi Driver, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, The Godfather, such schlock. You should come to Broadway and do Two Gentlemen of Verona and Raisin. Like, that's where the art is, man. And it's like, excusez-moi, you should come back and do I Love My Wife, Shenandoah, O Calcutta. O Calcutta was on Broadway during the time that Charlie and Mary are telling Frank that he's selling out and he's making like The Deer Hunter.
This is a really good point.
Right?
Yeah, this is you're really selling it.
Someone was like, what's a hole you find in the script? I'm like, that.
Yeah.
I find that to be a hole in the script. Yeah. Oh wait, I had some people write in questions about Marilee that I want to get to. We're only 21 minutes in. This is great for me. This is usually the moment where I like talk about ninth grade. Someone said that it took them all this time listening to the various versions of the score, and they got to our time, and they didn't realize that the lyric is, years from now, we'll remember and we'll come back by the rooftop. Not by BY, but by BUY. Like they're going to purchase the rooftop and hang a plaque. Mm-hmm. Right? Makes sense now. That's what we call layers. So I guess not many of you know the OBC, so you don't know that there used to be a beginning and ending to the show called The Hills of Tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing some nods of approval. Those are my passion fans. Okay, Hills of Tomorrow. So the show used to start at a graduation, right? That older Franklin came and spoke at, and he talks about compromise, and all the kids are like, no,
Boo.
Yeah,
Boo this man.
all those kids are gonna have terrible marriages because they don't believe in compromise, and it's like becomes the impetus for the show going backwards, right?
Yeah.
And then and you find out that Hills of Tomorrow is the song that Franklin wrote at his high school graduation when he was 18, which is actually a pretty solid
Bookended.
song.
Yeah, we love to see it.
Yeah, it gives you a third chance to listen to Franklin as a composer. It's great. But the question from a
He
listener...
wrote 3 songs and one of them were cut.
And one was cut.
That's brutal. Okay, yeah, sorry, I interrupted you.
Please interrupt me. No, it's but someone asked, like, is the show better or worse without Hills of Tomorrow? Without that framing device? Do we just be like, it doesn't matter why we're going backwards, deal with it, or do we need sort of an impetus for it?
I think it depends on if the creative team is focusing more on Frank or if they're focusing more on the trio of friends. Like what is the story that they're trying to tell within Merrily We Roll Along? Because if you're just focusing on Frank, I think you keep Hills of Tomorrow. I think you keep, what's the song that they added? Now Old Friends?
Oh, yeah. It's not called Old Friends because that's the other song.
Growing Up.
Growing Up, thank
yeah.
you. You keep Growing Up, you keep Hills of Tomorrow, you make it more Frank-centered. If, like this production, I feel, focuses more on the 3 of them and their unit, I think you cut it.
Will?
I feel like it was needed in 1981 when there wasn't a lot of playing with the timeline of stories, and I feel like now we're pretty used to. We don't need a reason why they're going backwards necessarily. We are just along for the ride.
We know now.
We know.
Yeah, going
now
in.
we know. And it was necessary then, and I do want to see it now. I like the song, but
It's a good song.
I would argue though, it wasn't during that number when most of the people got up and would like leave the theater. Like like
I think people left the
famously-
theater when Gussie threw iodine into the little girl's face in the opening.
I mean, if you were still around at that point, you were definitely leaving. But I feel like I remember from the documentary that like people would get up during the first number because they were expecting this like grand Sondheim, Hal Prince production, and they were like, why are these literal children wearing wearing sweatshirts and like berating this other kid who's supposed to be 60. Like, what are we looking at right now?
Why is the set a gymnasium with bleachers? Like, what is this show?
Yeah, it looked very like low quality in comparison to what they were accustomed to for like a Broadway
Particularly
show.
from Sondheim, having seen Sweeney Todd and Pacific Overtures and Night Music, and Follies, where it's
Super
a full
lush.
decade of these incredible adventurous sets that were artful but efficient and
then you walk into
then
the
there's-
theater and it's bleachers.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm out. I'm so
Bleachers
sorry.
and sweatshirts. Like, no. I paid $30 American circa 1981. I expect to see a set, please. Someone wrote this one, which we kind of addressed. It's about the plot holes, but I just wanted to say the full thing because the second half of this question confuses me. What are some of the plot holes in the show? I was too busy staring at Groff's beautiful neck the entire time.
Okay, one, who among us, right? That's a wild thing. Was that anonymous?
That was anonymous. Yeah.
Good for them.
When it's anonymous.
Good for them.
When I make them anonymous, people get wild. Okay, show of hands, people. You don't have to get too in depth, but like, does a neck do it for you? Yeah. No one, not a single hand. You know,
Well, it's not anonymous here. We're looking at them. I think if people were writing and putting it in Sally Bowl, we would have a very different answer.
we're going to close our eyes, and anyone who feels this way, raise your hand.
there is
Folks listening at home can't see you.
there is one element of Groff that broke the internet with Merrily, and it wasn't his neck, and we all know what I'm talking about. The way he fit into those pants made it a very big deal, and his neck is not in those pants. So I'm just sitting here being like, what? Someone read, if Merrily in its current form had been the version to premiere on Broadway in 1981, do you think it would have been better received and better remembered? I still don't think so, because it's not just the script that was the problem, it was the visual component. It was truly, having children on stage. See, I am right. And also, I think, as you said, Will, we are so much more accustomed now to time jumps. We watch, miniseries on Netflix, and we binge watch, and we see timelines jump all over the place. And so our brains have gotten more used to it. Doctor Who is canon now, so we understand. Thank you, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff for my British fans out there. So no, I don't think so. And more importantly, Liz Calloway was not Beth in that version. She was the understudy for Beth, which was just another homophobic thing that Hal Prince did at that time.
Huge mistake.
Big mistake.
I
Huge.
would argue that Merrily flopping the way that it did allowed this revival to happen.
Absolutely.
I think if Merrily had done like middle of the road okay, it's still Sondheim, so it's like canon and everybody has like a grasp on his body of work, but I don't know that it would be such like a cult. Like, I don't know that people would hold on to it as tightly if it had just done like okay. I think the fact that it flopped so hard allowed people to really grasp on it. It's like, you don't get Merrily, and one day, ooh, I'm gonna be on top. I was really excited about this Merrily doing so well. I felt very vindicated, honestly. So I love an underdog.
So why do you think Merrily has held on as long as it has? The lore of it being a huge flop aside, like
For
the
sure.
material.
I think it explores friendship in a way that very few Broadway shows do. I think it explores dynamic, like lifelong relationships in a way that very few Broadway shows do. And I think the time period is very interesting, and then the music is timeless. A very small amount of the music has been changed over the years, and I think that's also a testament to how great it is that way. I got to speak before Hal Prince passed away. He had wrote a memoir. What was it called?
It was called A Sense of Occasion, and it was an update of his previous memoir that was like out of print since the late 70s. And this new version now contains that original memoir and then his thoughts on the shows that he had worked on since that point.
And we went to a signing, and we all sort of had time to ask him one question. I asked him about Merrily, and even in the way he spoke, he knew that the material he was working with was excellent, and he felt, unfortunately, and this kind of hurt my heart to watch him talk about it, but he felt very responsible in the fact that he couldn't figure out how to present it the right way. So I feel like it's always been this sort of diamond in the rough, like undiscovered sort of thing. And over the years, so many iterations of people trying to figure it out, trying to figure it out. And all it took was putting Harry Potter in the. Why didn't
I
we
like
think
that
of it
Charlie
sooner?
finally gets to use his powers.
Harry Potter and one beautiful pair of pants. That
Yeah.
is all you need.
And a neck and a small child.
And a small child
Yeah.
and a unit set that is very attractive. Someone actually, speaking of Charlie, someone asked, again, anonymous, and I swear this one isn't me, is Charlie Kringus gay for Frank, yay or nay? So Charlie Kringus is the third friend, played by Senor Daniel Radcliffe, Tony winner now, woohoo. And he and Frank have a very special bond, and I think this question comes off the heels of this last revival, where it did feel like Grofsauce and Potter had
Chemistry.
chemistry. Yeah. Now
Yeah,
I'm
chemistry.
not gonna give my take on this because all of the people in my life say that I keep looking for homoerotic undertones in everything. My response is no. I find the
So
homoerotic
if you spot it,
undertones
you
in
got
everything.
it.
Exactly. Like if it smells like a truffle and looks like a truffle, it is a truffle. But so I'm gonna ask you guys.
I think, may I hop in? I think they have, I'm in it. I think it's similar to like a Camelot. I think they're all kind of in love with each other. Is it romantic love? Is it friendship love? Is it respect love? That's in the eye of the beholder. But like I felt more. No shade to Camelot, this past revival of Camelot, but like I felt more of a connection and more tension between the three of them in this revival of Merrily, romantically, friendship-wise, otherwise, than I did in the three for Camelot, which I think that's like the crux of Camelot, which was, I'm rambling about a different show, so I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah, you just said more about that production of Camelot than I've thought about that production since I've seen it.
I think about it a lot.
That production was designed by West Elm, and you know it.
Not West Elm, Camelot.
Will?
I think the key is that for each character loving both of the other characters in that trio, that they are also less without one of them. Where in choosing only one of them, they lose part of themselves as well, and that's part of feeling lost over time. I think that there's an element, part of why people keep returning to Merrily is because it is about growing up, and so each time you come back to the show, you're a new person. You've experienced different things. It's harder to keep friendships as an adult, and you're seeing that played out in front of you, and you're like, oh, I should not go on a talk show and talk about my friend. As that's always an
That's really
opportunity.
beautifully put, actually, like growing along with the show.
Yeah, I think what I really liked about this last production was, people talk about the chemistry of the three leads, and like they did have chemistry, but what it did for me was that it showed why that friendship is there. Because we watch things and we go, why are they together? Why are they friends? Why are they dating? And you can't really explain a chemical connection, right? I know we're not talking about it, but it's my favorite musical, so strap in for 90 seconds. It's ultimately what Carousel is about, right? Like Julia Jordan and Billy Bigelow have a deeply animalistic connection, which ultimately leads to his downfall, death, spoiler alert for a 70-year-old, 80-year-old musical. And her, I know, sorry, but and
Gasp.
her devastation of just like being so emotionally and physically drained by just being with him. And sexual chemistry is not something you can just analyze. It's there or it's not. And it's the same thing with friendship. Sometimes you just connect with people, and it's not about having the same interests or views. It's just you have a comfort with each other. You have a dropped-in element with each other. And in Merrily, people always say, well, Franklin is just such an unlikable character, and he gets to be so terrible. Why would Mary and Charlie stay with him? And you see, like, with Lindsay and with Daniel, how they are with Groff was like, they loved him as a person. You saw that connection as we got to the end of the show, but also they were in love with the person he could be and how they knew he was once before. And when you see someone who you love and has so much potential and was on the right path in your eyes for so long, go down a dark road, you don't abandon them just yet. You really like fight, and it's not until you have to hit like a certain kind of rock bottom. And in Carousel, it's Billy exit planning, and with Charlie and Frank. It's him going on national TV and berating him in front of the world. But Daniel didn't do it in a berating manner. I've seen so many Charlies do Franklin Shepherd Inc., which is a monster of a song. I did do it in college, by the way.
Show the tape. Could you imagine?
And we have it right here.
Strap in, folks.
Did anyone go to a BFA musical theater program? Anybody? Yeah. No? Yeah. Woo! Amazing. I'm glad you survived it. I barely did, but the way that my school worked was we were not allowed to touch Sondheim until our senior year, and even then the second semester of our senior year, because we didn't have enough life experience. Listen. Fair. I was 21 and not interesting at all. So I get why I wasn't allowed to sing Being Alive, because like, what did I know? But I did insist on doing Franklin Shepherd Inc. just because I was like, I'm never gonna get a chance to do this show. Like, let me do it now. And I fell into the trap of just like making it a spiraling meltdown, yelling out my feelings, which was, you do that once, so then you scale back. But
I also think that's the 21-year-old's take.
Yeah, absolutely. A 21-year-old's take who was lashing out at a teacher who wouldn't let him do the song he wanted. It was like very Veruca Salt does Franklin Shepherd Inc. I want my best friend back now, Daddy. But I felt like what Daniel did, which was so good, was it was truly like a plea. It was like a last cry, like no, like please, like come back to the Frank that we knew and loved. Like I feel like this is like the last moment before you go off into the deep end. And ultimately, rather than bringing him back from the edge, it's the last final push. I will say, speaking of Gussie, one of the things I don't like about the rewrites is how just blatantly manipulative they make Gussie as a character.
Yeah.
They like they rest all of Franklin's bad traits that he evolves into on her shoulders, which I think is very unfair.
It's very like your parents get divorced and like you're like, it's the new step parents problem. It's not, it couldn't possibly be like my parent.
Well, like they make Gussie Sabrina Carpenter in the first 3 months of that.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah. That's actually really funny.
Sorry, everybody. So pop music is a genre.
I was with you 100%.
Yeah. It's slowly making its way to Broadway. I don't know if you've heard of these things called jukebox musicals.
Look up this guy named Neil Diamond.
Amazing.
What's that show? ABBA? AABBA.
That's the song format.
But it's that's it.
We don't have enough time for this.
It's like Firth and Sondheim were like, they got the memo on Sabrina Carpenter during Driver's License, but not during Espresso, and that's what Gussie is. Like Gussie is the one that everyone hates because she's there and she's ambitious and she is manipulative. I'm like, she's also a woman of a certain age in an industry that's not forgiving towards women in general, but especially once they hit Gussie's age, and clearly married her second husband. No. Sorry, this is another continuity thing. They portrayed Gussie as someone who was like what's the name of the producer?
Joe Josephson.
Joe Josephson.
Joe Josephson.
Crazy made up name. It's like,
that was truly them.
That was a last minute.
Yeah, that was at 3 a.m. The show opens tomorrow. Like, and what are we gonna call this guy? Joe Josephson. It's like Becky Every Woman. But it's. Or like, Becky Goodhair. That would be her name.
We're back to pop music.
Beyonce is more than just pop, and she's
that's true.
Now.
She is all genres.
Sorry, I just realized we're probably never gonna have a Beyonce jukebox musical because no one could afford it.
No, they can't even. They can barely afford to lip sync her songs on Drag Race.
This is true.
Yeah, no, that's never happening.
Sorry, what's our time right now? Okay, we're still so good. Sorry,
it's been 82 years.
Franklin was just getting divorced the first time when we started this podcast. No, but so in the show, Gussie, we meet her as Franklin's second wife, and she's kind of being painted as over the hill, and we find out that she was married to Joe Josephson and was a big star with him, and she'd had multiple husbands before him. But then when we see her like 2 years earlier, she's his secretary and she's a nobody. And I'm like, so did she have her 2 marriages before Joseph, like in the 6 months when she was a secretary to his wife and Broadway star?
Right.
Or were these like high school marriages, or does she just lie?
Or was she a child bride? We don't
Or
know.
did George Firth not do his dramaturgy? And am I dragging a man who cannot come here and defend himself? And look, the lights have not changed.
That's
so
right.
I think Sondheim knows I'm right about this. He's like, I told George about this in 1981. He said, no one's going to have a platform in 40 years to talk about this. And if they do, they should get a life. To which I say, George. But no, I don't know. How do you feel about Gussie, Rachel, as a woman yourself?
Oh, wow.
Is that famously as a woman?
Put it on my shoulders, why don't you?
I talked about queer culture speaking for all gay men, and so I think you should
No,
speak
that's fair.
for...
I think your assessment is correct. I think the show projects and puts a lot of the negative things on Gussie. It makes it hard to enjoy her. It makes it kind of hard to enjoy that's like an incredible undertaking of the performer who's playing her. And it doesn't give her a lot to work with. She's not terribly dynamic. It's just sort of like a woman as plot device, but also it's progressive because she gets to sing songs and dance in sparkly outfits.
Yeah, the outfits are good.
The outfits are very, and I can't remember who performed her on Broadway. Just wonderful.
Oh, Crystal Joy Brown.
Thank you so much. Too many names rattling in my head. I think that she did about as good of a job as you can with a character like that.
If you go online, the Kennedy Center production from 2002, no one's correcting me, so I'm right.
The Raul Esparza.
Yeah,
one?
the one
Okay.
where Raul Esparza is Charlie Pincus. Emily Skinner is Gussie, and okay, Sideshow, people, Sideshow, yes. Yeah, that woman did not almost destroy her voice in Sideshow for us to not remember her and what she's given the gay community. But her Gussie is pretty fantastic as well. Will, as a straight man, I would like you to represent all straight men right now and tell us why Franklin Shepard exists as an ink, yeah.
As in the context of
Who is he, why is he, and why should we care?
I don't necessarily think you should just care about like just him. I think it's everybody in that group, but there was just so much.
Is the question like why is
Yeah.
it Frank focused? Like why does the musical sort of is he the nucleus of the cell?
I'm being a little Diane Sawyer right now and just sort of, negging you both because...
You're trying to get a soundbite.
Yeah. No, but listen, I have my take and I don't agree with this criticism, but it's a major criticism people have had of the show. Of the center of our show is this character that is so unlikable, so hard to follow. Why should we care? Why are we following him? And, just... Again, Will, just because you represent every single
Right.
man on this earth.
We are a monolith.
Yes.
That's true.
I want you to speak to all of the masses.
I think based on it being so many musicals historically focus on how did this white man get into this mess and how is he going to get out of it? And this one we're focusing in starting backwards. It's not necessarily redemption because he doesn't change, but we are able to see how we can change and avoid those behaviors and not fall into the same traps of ambition that Frank does. I'm not sure. It's such a...
I think it's a very human depiction.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives the actor and the just it's complex. It's layered, and I also think that Jonathan Groff was the perfect because he has enough charisma to make you still care about him while he's doing all of these things that are objectively terrible.
Yeah, well, so I don't think that a character has to be perfect for us to follow them. In fact, that would make a very boring show of people just making very informed, rational decisions for 2.5 hours, and it's like. It's that Family Guy clip of the even couple instead of the odd couple, or the two guys who get along great, and it's like, we both wake up at 8:30 and we both set the table for breakfast and we both wash the dishes and we respect each other's boundaries. And Peter Griffin just shouts from the audience, "There's no conflict!" I mean, just watch a man guide his personal life, his career in just a very even-tempered way for 2.5 hours. It was so boring. There would be nothing to spring from songs. And I agree. I think that by showing someone doing something bad, it's not the show endorsing it. And by trying to explain how it comes to be, it's not endorsing it. And you don't have to have characters say every 5 seconds, that's bad, Frank, although I do think Merrily kind of does do that. I feel like every 5 minutes.
But they do it at the beginning of each scene, which is so weird. They do it before he. No, I'm making a joke
exactly.
of it happening.
It's sort of
backwards.
like it's like the filter. It's like before you watch this next scene, just know Franklin's a bad dude, and then you watch the scene and you're like, yeah, he is, but Groff just looks so good in those pants.
That neck, though.
Yeah, he got that neck, and it's.
We're gonna receive a restraining order.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused by the neck thing. It's what of all the parts. Like if you were to say,
I like that they felt comfortable saying it to you. That's my favorite part of it.
Yeah, I will say the double-edged sword of being who I am and how I act in my world is people just are very comfy saying absolutely anything to me.
And that's a sign for all of you, just whatever you want.
Yeah. And I'm like, I know therapy is expensive, but I need you to know that I'm just going to make you worse. So please don't DM me what your personal problems.
I think you need I'm going to make you worse on a t-shirt. I think that's the merch.
We are gonna make merch soon. So I don't know if anybody follows me on Instagram, and if you do, I'm so sorry. But I was making Miss Sally Bowl. This is how you also know that this is a true Broadway Breakdown episode, because we're having a tangent that has nothing to do with the topic. I was making Miss Sally Bowl while I was watching the Great British Baking Show, and I was thinking to myself as I was painting it, I think I'm 75 now, but it was just like a very my grandmother thing to do. And I did a little video and I showed people how you're gonna vote, and I put on that little piece of paper that just said, if Judy Kuhn can turn Cosette into a Tony-nominated role, we can achieve anything. And everyone said, that is merch. And I said, I'm trademarking it. We have footage of me writing this down. So I think this is like, I don't know, it's something to energize you into this world. They're just like, if Judy Kuhn can take that bale of hay Cosette and get Tony nominated, over Fantine, by the way, and Madame Thenardier. Like, it was Cosette and it was Eponine. And Eponine got to die, so she got the Tony. But Judy got a nomination for that, for singing In My Life and walking off stage for the rest of the show. And if someone can do that, we are capable of anything in this world, I am telling you. Yes, exactly.
It's very motivating.
We can make Gussie three-dimensional yet, I'm telling you. We can get George Firth back from the dead.
George?
George. Hello, George.
That's right.
Oh yeah, Sunday. We're sure talking about Sunday. If you were to do a production of Merrily yourself, what would be your interpretation? How would you want the world to see Merrily the way you see it? Or did this production do it?
This production was very close,
Yeah.
I would say. I mean, do you have a thought, Will, while I'm organizing mine?
No, I'm also organizing. I'm not sure.
A bigger orchestra. I want.
Always
just
more.
A bigger orchestra for sure.
When would more instruments not be a good thing?
Three-penny opera. Like,
The Bubble Bowl.
Oh, you know what? This is gonna,
It's a SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
I can't tell
mess.
if this is my own prejudice, because speaking of Kunsey, I'm used to the 1904 She Loves Me recording, but I don't want like a 30-piece orchestra on She Loves Me. I want like 15. I want it intimate and cute. Urinetown. No one wants a 30-piece orchestra for Urinetown.
Yeah. I guess it's when the production calls for it, but I think Merrily throw.
I want 90 on that.
Yeah.
I want every horn known to
I want to be
man.
knocked over when the overture starts.
Yeah, I want to be as wet as Groff by the end of the overture.
What?
I want to be
Go
doused
back.
with music.
I was gonna say, what is making you wet in that scenario? Okay, that was a bad question. That's my fault. That's why I'm not hosting. That's why I don't ask the questions.
Yeah, get your own podcast.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess an extension of this question is, how do we think Merrily might change in its format going forward? Because
Has anybody
Is
ever
it
tried to
set
do it
now?
in chronological order? Has anybody been like, you know what? Obviously that wasn't working. Let's do it. It's not permitted.
It's not permitted.
That makes
Well,
sense.
Anytime people try to mess with it or do any kind of like interpretation of it, that Sondheim estate comes down on them harder than
I think that's fair.
harder than like Taylor Swift with a cease and desist. But it's I don't know. It's speaking of boldness, people get very bold with their Sondheim productions. People have lots of ideas that they should just write in a journal, but they instead put it on a stage. And my hot take is, while I really enjoyed this most recent Into the Woods, like it was a lovely production. Yes, that's not the hot take. That's not the hot take. The hot take is part of the reason why it was so lovely is we have spent so many decades with people doing Into the Woods that have ideas. And we had to sit and witness those ideas. Like, if you went to a college that had a theater, you saw an Into the Woods where you're like, okay, I think you should have just sat on that a little bit longer. Like, my friend at Northwestern said that they did one that was done, I'm so sorry to say this, in a concentration camp. Yep. There was a production in Seattle, I think, where the witch was literally her garden physically. So her nectarines were up here, and her like cabbages were like down below. And I was like, I think having lovely doodles in your dream journal is wonderful. I think you should stay far away from Into the Woods. And so when this production came out, I was like, hey, I've got an idea. Let's do Into the Woods as written, as it's perceived. Just it's a fairy tale with people, and that cow is a cow, and that dress is a dress, and that giant is a giant, not a guard in a watchtower.
And we cast people that everybody loves.
People who can act and sing, just saying. And we all were like, oh my God, bold. And
a revelation. Try getting a ticket at City Center, you can't.
You can't do it, you flop. That's like,
You flop.
flop, garbage, trash. You can't afford our Into the Woods? Well, bye-bye. I feel like the next the next Sunday we're gonna see is someone be like, okay, hot take. What if we did Sunday in the Park with George? And it takes place in France. And it's about a painting. And everyone's like, oh my God, mind blown.
That's crazy.
The next production of Cabaret, it's gonna be about cabaret. We're just gonna be like, oh my God, the MC, he's a person. He's not a puppet. It's gonna be.
You mean he doesn't have to do his arms like he's doing the swastika version of the YMCA?
Watch it back. Watch it back.
I was gonna say he looks like Pride as painted by MC Escher, but yeah, I think that yours is even better.
I still can't get past calling someone a flop. I'm gonna.
Have you never called someone a flop?
No, but I'm gonna start doing it a lot.
Do you not watch Drag Race?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Trixie Mattel will always say, "Hey, flop."
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about it in terms of like
I know
theater.
Pride was
I didn't think about it in
though.
terms of theater. I was
Pride is just 3 weeks ago, but like, has the homophobia turned over now? Is that what you're telling me?
Sorry, I married a man.
You married man.
Yeah, married.
Yeah.
The monolith.
The only one.
Yeah. I think if I were to do Merrily, I would keep Frank Jr. off stage and just have him talk in the other room. Like Mary Jane's son in Mary Jane, if anyone saw Mary Jane. Mm-hmm. That production was beautiful. Rachel McAdams was incredible. My favorite thing was that they kept that kid off stage. I'm gonna say it till I die. I like children. I think they're fun, but keep them off my Broadway stage. That's all I'm gonna say.
I can't.
Well, the kid in Mary Jane didn't call it Mary Jane, so I think that's the difference.
Rachel McAdams can pronounce her R's. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. Someone asked where this score ranks for you in Sondheim scores. In the whole canon. The other question is, are we talking like listening to it alone, seeing the show? Because that's very different. I do not necessarily listen to
I think if they're asking score, we're separating it from the rest of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're just talking sitting, listening.
Yeah, I would say, because like I will watch Assassins start to finish, no problem, but I'm not really listening to Assassins a lot. Mm-hmm. Maybe Something Just Broke, which is, I feel like that's also a hot take. Not everyone likes that song in Assassins.
I like it.
I think it's great. Okay, Merrily, in our rankings. Okay, actually, you know what? Show of hands. Merrily, of all Sondheim scores, is it your number one? Show of hands. Okay. Number 2, would you say? Okay. 3. Yeah, make your list in your head for a minute and think about it. 4. I say this like there's like something gonna explode soon, but I want people to take a minute to think about it. All right. 5. 6. 7. Yeah, no, you're 7. Okay. Someone likes the frogs more than Merrily.
What can I say? Ribbit, ribbit.
Oh, the frogs.
Before we move on, I want to say let's not forget the score from Reds. Okay.
God.
Oh, wow. That died faster than Bobby, Jackie, and Jack.
So rude.
So I'll say for me, like, Merrily, I would probably put Merrily in my top 5. It also depends on the mood I'm in. Because if I'm feeling nostalgic, I actually don't go for Merrily, I go for Follies. If I'm feeling sophisticated, like if I've got Prosecco in my hand, it's Night Music. If I've got a bourbon in my hand, it's Company. If I'm, trying to fall asleep, it's The Frogs. If I'm going through a breakup, it's Passion. So like how people will listen to music. Not people, say people have talked about like listening to music and crying in the mirror, like listening to Driver's License or You're So Vain. Like that's me listening to I Wish I Could Forget You. Or yeah, is that the song? Yeah. I Don't Know How I Let You. Yeah.
For people who slide down the wall while they cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me being like, I can't, I'm sick. It's just because it's just that show is for the delicate people of the world. I would say so for me, it would be Follies, Sweeney. Sunday, Merrily. No, Merrily Sunday. I keep forgetting about the day off. Merrily Sunday. And then...
Was it Chromaloom number 2?
Yeah, and then Night Music, I think. Yeah, Night Music will usually go up 1 or down 1 depending on how drunk I am. Don't look at me like you're judging me. We all know what it's like when you have like an extra glass of rosé, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, the Miller Son, she slaps.
Yeah.
Rachel?
I think Merrily's number 2 for me.
2?
Yeah.
What's number 1 for you?
Sweeney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about this actually earlier today. No, I wasn't talking. I was talking to Jen about
I was
this.
like, I don't remember this at all.
No. Sorry,
What's next?
my brain is more addled than Gussie and Franklin's relationship timeline. I was talking to Jen Tepper about this. We're like, Merrily right now has become like the basic answer for Sondheim, which is so weird because 10 years ago it was very much a deep cut.
Yeah.
Which like, does that mean in 10 years like The Frogs is going to be the basic answer? That like road
if they
shows?
put Harry Potter in it, it might be.
Can he make that score more interesting?
Yeah, I think so. Why not?
Really? Sean Vance, who's listened to The Frogs all the way through?
Yeah.
Did you stay awake the entire time? Just be honest. Thank you. That is a great opening number.
But here's the thing.
Introduction
Great
and
opening number.
invocation is great. Say what?
I fell asleep in the concert.
Yeah. But I think you throw Daniel Radcliffe in the pool and things just got a lot more interesting.
Yeah, let's put it back in a pool.
Is he
Yeah,
right?
let's put it back in the pool.
Is Daniel wearing his Equus costume?
I think
that was
onto
a
something.
cultured
Yeah,
joke, and this is a cultured room.
Yeah.
I want to thank you all for
Yeah.
reading
Yeah.
and knowing your British plays.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Okay,
Deeply good.
I like this crowd.
Yeah.
Everyone's liking my frogs jokes. They're liking my Equus jokes. The frogs, man. That's not gonna come back around. And if it does, that's just us being tryhard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think I think especially since Sondheim is past, it will have a moment.
But he's even acknowledged in part 1 or part 2? Part 1. It's in Finishing the Hat. Yeah, he talks about the frogs where he's like, no, the first time it was fun, but then when we did the Lincoln Center production, that was just Nathan Lane being like, write more songs, and I tried. And so like, there's Dress Big, that song, right? Yeah, that's the song title. I didn't just make that up. Yeah. Travel. What is she? What's the one at the Boatman? The one that's so long and so slow, even though it's like 90 seconds. Yeah, we can't think of it.
Yeah.
Half this room has listened to it.
Yeah.
That is all you need to know.
Bad.
Yeah. So you said Sweeney. Will, is it?
Yeah,
I
like
think
Sweeney
Merrily. I think Merrily is 5 for me, even though
Okay.
I love Merrily. But it's like
So
I think
that-
I'm going like Sweeney, Night Music, Follies, Company, Merrily.
Are we counting where he wrote both, or can I throw like West Side Story in there because that changes things?
No.
I know it's like lyrics, but like I mean, if I'm sitting here,
No,
okay.
that's your stepkid.
Okay.
No, that's.
I'm throwing in the songs from Dick Tracy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, if we're gonna just do all that, we might as well throw in all the reviews, putting it together side by Sondheim, all that bull. The Boy From. Anyone know that song? The Boy
Oh,
From.
the Mad Show.
Yeah, the Mad Show. It's a good song. I had the pleasure of watching Katie Finneran do that number at Williamstown, and that is one of the few moments of my life that I look back on fondly.
Dark stuff.
We were talking about Merrily, were we not?
We sure were.
Imagine if this was a Passion episode. Like, imagine how.
I don't know that anybody would have voted for us to talk about Passion for an hour. Like, if we're being realistic.
I don't know. There's so many other slips of paper in here. I guarantee you somebody wrote in Paradise Square as a joke.
I could have talked about Paradise Square for an hour.
I could have talked about my feelings during it.
Yeah.
The man across the aisle from me was playing Candy Crush the entire time. The entire time.
Did he do well, or was he winning?
I guess so, because he kept playing. Like it wasn't a new game. It was. I don't know what it says about me or the show that I actually remember how well he was doing because I was watching him during it. He did put it away for Let It Burn, but then I was like, well, you don't know what the song means in context, sir. Yeah.
He just fell out of a coconut tree.
Yeah, he's watching old friends now and being like, oh, great song. I'm like, but you don't know what it means. No. But I'm breaking it in Sound of Music, but it doesn't mean anything.
That's right.
All right, we've got like 2 minutes left. Will, Rachel.
Yes.
This has been a lovely deep dive. I'm not used to doing episodes this short.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
we'd still be on like the kid. I think if we were really, we would have talked about that for a long time.
The Kid, the Dan Savage musical?
I honestly don't even know what that is. I honestly don't know.
That was Chris Sieber, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a gay show. That's all you guys need to know.
Yeah, we're cutting into our 2 minutes. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up.
Yep.
Okay, so you said it's number 5 for you in terms of scores. Number 2 for you in terms of scores.
Yeah.
In terms of shows, full-on shows, like the full comprehensive musicale itself.
Oh, to rank it?
For you in Sondheim, yeah. Is it in your top 5?
Let's say yes.
Okay. Well,
I feel yes as well.
I think it would be lower than 2, but I think it's in maybe like the top 5 or 6.
okay.
And that said, if it was like, hey, let's go see Merrily, I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm always seeing Merrily, yeah, but I'm always seeing most things, so that's an unfair.
Listen, if Diana were still on Broadway, I'd be there tonight. But that doesn't mean it's not in my top 10.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely like, listen, we lost Diana, but we gained Titanic, and that is what we call balance, my friends. We do not have Titanic and O'Mary by accident at the same time. It's because Diana left us and she was like, I'm giving you a gift.
She walked so they could run, yeah.
She skipped so they could dance. All right. Will, Rachel, this has been so wonderful. Where can people find you if you want them to find you?
Sure, so we are at The Theater Lovers on all major social media platforms. It's THE_THEATER_LOVERS. We also just launched our website as of like yesterday morning, where we're selling merch and all sorts of fun stuff. So that is where you can find us. We make memes, sketches, all sorts of wonderful things. And then we do history deep dives as well. So if you're like a theater history person, we've got you covered there as well.
They've also done 2 episodes of my podcast,
Yeah.
Broadway Breakdown, wherever you listen to podcasts. Both of them Tony prediction episodes this year and last year. Listen to last year, they were both so wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. If you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram, at Matt Koplik, usual spelling. I'm pretty sure BPN has spelled it correctly. Yes, Alan, you spelled it correctly. Wait, my name, yes?
It just has internet, right?
Oh, just says internet? Well, that's how my name is spelled in France. If you want to listen to the podcast, it's available everywhere. Thank you so much, guys, for being here today. This has been a fantastic time. We hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Hey! We did it, Joe.
Joe Josephson?
Yes, Joe Josephson.